Good evening and welcome to 549 Media's coverage of Perham Yellowjacket activities. We thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by these fine sponsors: KLN Friendly Brands, Perham Health, and United Community Bank. Today's game is also brought to you by EOT Insurance, Hammers Construction, Jack Rivers Realty, and Lakestays Hardware. Tonight's game is also brought to you by New Horizons Realty, Nice Family Sales, and Hanson's Plumbing and Heating. Now let's head to the game on the 549 Media Network. And good afternoon. Once again, welcome back into the Hive. I'm Jason Groth with Lance Rock as we're now in the consolation semifinals, where this contest will be between the Pierz Pioneers and the Perham Yellowjackets. Both teams are 1-1 in today's KLN Invitational, with no matter what, one more game after this here on the 549 Media Network for the Yellowjackets. They will either take on Melrose or Roseau. If they win this one, they're in the consolation final. If they lose this one, they will be playing for 11th place. Our tournament's been moving along pretty well today, Lance. So you look at our semifinals are set. Kitson County Central as it actually advanced into the finals already. They knocked off Thief River Falls. And the other semifinals going on to our right, which I know you have great interest in, Staples Motley taking on Barnesville.
Yeah, a great match. 1-0 Staples, 18-17. They're leading, trying to get into the finals. Yeah, and I probably should mention, and I haven't. I've held back, but my sister is the head coach of the Staples Motley Cardinals, and my brother-in-law is her assistant. So kind of watching closely to that one, as my niece played for years over there for them, and kind of fun. So I'm rooting them on today as well as the Yellowjackets. But for the Yellowjackets, Jason, it's kind of was a tale of probably 3 sets and then the last 2, and they really turned it on in the last 2 and kind of played with the vigor and that we had seen that kind of made them that upstart Yellowjackets. And so hopefully that carries over here and they can find their way into another victory.
The winner of this will take on Melrose, who just disposed of Roseau by a score of 25-19, then dropped the next one 25-22, and then won 15-13 over the Rams. So the winner of this one will take on Melrose. Loser of this one will take on the Rams of Roseau. That'll be all here on the 549 Media Network. We're going to take our first time out. We'll come back here in just a little bit and get you set up for our action between the Pioneers and the Yellowjackets.
It's something new every day, some different stuff to do. It's not the same monotonous thing over and over again.
Everybody works together, everybody knows everybody, you know, we all get along just well. It's just a great company to work with.
It's like a big family here. It's just everybody gets along with everybody and everybody clicks. Everybody just helps everybody out. And it's a pretty awesome job to have.
It's not necessary to build your business in Perham, Minnesota to be successful. But it sure does help. Hammers Construction. Your vision, our team.
Hey, it's Tucker again, did you know? EOT Insurance Agency.
One of our core values at United Community Bank is reinvesting in the communities we serve. I personally take great pride in this as I'm a 5th generation in our family here at United Community Bank. We've been here for over 100 years. We take a great sense of pride in sort of that reciprocal relationship we have with our community, that, you know, we need our community members and they need us, and we love giving back and reinvesting.
What sets the world's leading hospitals apart from the rest? It's their continued ability to deliver the highest quality patient care. Perham Health is honored to be a top 10 Minnesota hospital. Patients experience it, and Newsweek has recognized it. Even during the unpredictability of the pandemic, the nurses, doctors, and many others at Perham Health put their best foot forward. Thank you to everyone at Perham Health for continuing to provide the best patient care.
Welcome back into the Hive. We're under 4 minutes away from the start of this contest between the Pioneers and the Yellowjackets, and it appears on our court to our right, it was Barnesville rallying back to take a second set from Staples Motley, so they'll be tied at 1 going into the narrow set of a race to 15.
Yeah, difference in this tournament, 3 sets instead of 5, and again, it just does put some pressure on the quick starts, and we've talked all about that. And again, to get to 15, you've talked about getting to 8, and I think it's just, again, that fast start. And for the Yellowjackets, I think you've got to build off that momentum of your last win. And Jason, it all starts with serving.
It does. And we talked about that last game. We really saw Cameron Coast with her serve really got the Yellowjackets going in motion. It kind of picked them up when they were down a little bit, especially in that second set. She carried that into the third, and it's been a good afternoon for her. Yellowjackets just need to find a spark early. I think they've been coming out a little bit tired, or I mean, I shouldn't say tired, just slow in general in those first sets, which has been the story of the season. But it really was this morning when they dropped that battle against Park Christian. Hopefully they've been able to flush that from this afternoon and get ready to go, as they still have 2 more big matches to go today.
Yeah, and you hope a team breaks that. Early on, you know, we kind of blamed it on youth and that they were a younger team and that it was hard to, you know, either travel or play somebody for the first time, and that was aiding to slow starts. But it's kind of been a continual for this team, and it's not a good recipe when it comes to playoff time. I don't believe, Jason, that you got to come out strong because it's such a game of momentum, and it's so hard to get that swung back to your favor once a team gets on a roll. So look for the Yellowjackets to try to build on that today and get off to a quick start here.
And we're also hearing a little bit, too, that not to make an excuse or anything, that sickness is starting to go through the team a little bit as they're trying to battle some of that. You know, the coaching staff won't use that, but it's just something that you have to deal with, and another obstacle as you have to deal with and try to get your team healthy as you get ready for a postseason run.
Isn't it amazing that it doesn't matter if you're in the fall sports, winter sports, spring sports, even summer, it always seems like there's that week and a half stretch where illness attacks your team for one reason or another. And I know you spend a lot of time together and you're in the same facility and school starting and all that, but it really does, and you always hope it doesn't happen about playoff time. You know, if you want to get through the illness or the injury bug, you want it early so you're at full strength at the end, and hopefully the Yellowjackets can move through this and be ready when it comes time for Section 8 AA.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that. You know, you think a lot of teams, people mention, like, you hear it, like, if you get one person, you know, is sick, you want to get it early enough, get it through the team, and then be ready to go as you build up from that. And it's just a unique mindset as you battle through and how you handle and how you come back from it.
Yeah, it is. And that part of it, too, Jason, is these high schoolers, I don't know, it's just such a busy lifestyle for them right now. They're going to other people's events, and they're busy Monday through Friday. Here we are on Saturday. And it just seems like their world just keeps moving so fast that sometimes I just don't think they have time to, you know, they don't take the time to rest and get themselves healed up and feeling better. So hopefully for the Yellow Jackets, they just get through this, they battle through it, and they're ready full strength come tournaments.
We're just a quick moment away from the start of our first set here. We thank you for tuning in today and being with us for the duration. We'll have another stream coming up for a potential contest for the Yellow Jackets. Will be right after this, win or lose. It's just a matter of what court and what angle we decide to give you. As they will be, if they happen to lose this one, if I read this bracket correctly, they'll be right here. If they win, they'll shift over a court to court number 1.
Yeah, and it was fun to be literally courtside in the middle school earlier today, dodging volleyballs as they were warming up. But I like this angle. It's kind of fun to see, and we're able to bring you this wherever you're at today. You kind of can watch the travel of the ball, which is a unique feature that you don't normally get in volleyball. And I always appreciated what these ladies do on the court, but it's even a better appreciation where they're really, when they have to attack that ball, it can be moving in many different directions. So, again, we hope you get to see that as well as you're tuning in with us tonight.
Yellow Jackets in their black and yellow will have a different front row. It'll be Cam Coast, Renna Caldor, and Mari Pulver. The back row, it's going to be Nelson, who just comes in, Addie Hackle, and Maddie Kunza. One of the players that we heard may have been 6. No, we don't see her on the bench right now, and that's Greta Razor. That'll be a big impact as the first serve from Carrie LeBlanc goes out, and the Yellow Jackets have a 1-0 lead.
You know, and I know in all sports, and it's become kind of cliche, next person up. But again, you got to have that mentality here, and it's an opportunity for the Yellow Jackets to play a bunch of ladies, kind of see where you're at, and see how they can help coming towards the end of the season.
Strong serve from Coast, now passed to Pulver. Coast with the set there for Griffin. She off the tip. It's down as she got it by Avery Gruber, and it's now 2-0 in favor of the Yellow Jackets.
And that right-hand hit, Jason, she's just been cutting it. Being a lefty, she's cutting it right in, and it's a narrow angle, but she has just been dominant with that today.
Coast into the tape. Pioneers will serve with Gruber. 2-1, Yellow Jackets in the lead. Nelson there, now the pass up for Coast, and the set is far side for Griffin, and Griffin gets another kill, and Goslin Griffin off to a strong start. 2 kills, and it's 3-1 Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, great start for her, and that's a good sign for the Yellow Jackets. Somebody we talked about early in the first game, which seems like almost a day ago, the 1-2 punch of Addie Hackle and Greta Razor. Now the second part of that punch is gone, and somebody's going to have to step up. So far, Griffin.
Kyla Wolf with a strong serve. That one sent long on the attack by Alexis Hunnikin. And the Yellow Jackets have started strong. Up 4-1 here early going.
We talked about Yellow Jacket alumni. Colton Hackle with the touchdown for Northern, leading our alma mater BSU early, Jason. But nice to see former Yellow Jackets on the field.
Definitely is, as Colton Hackle there had the game-winning touchdown last week. That pass, I believe it was, for Northern State in their first win.
Yeah.
Kyla Wolf with the ace serve there, and now Mari Pulver with the kill to make it 6-1. Hudson Hackle also there at Northern.
Yeah, nice the brothers get to be back together and playing under former Yellow Jacket coach Jordan Hine, the offensive coordinator.
And that one tucked down, but Wolf there to save it. Pulver pushes it over. Set in the middle for the attack, and down for Natalie Knutson as she gets the kill, and it's 6-2 as the Pioneers slow the momentum down.
Yeah, it's great. We're so thankful to be able to bring you. We're thankful to our sponsors and you guys watching here on 549. The streaming has made the world pretty small as there's an ace serve as we could tune into all of these games and kind of watch former Yellow Jackets all over the country.
Sophie Leidenfrost with the ace serve there. Makes it 6-3. Goes at Wolf. Set far side for Hackle. Leidenfrost keeps it alive. All sent over near side, but into the nets by Henning. So it's 7-3 Yellow Jackets. Sam Molzoff in for Mari Pulver. As head coach Paige Thompson's had to make some adjustments today with her lineup. As Molzoff to serve right at Gruber. Now attacked in the middle. Wolf tracks it down. Now Coast gets to it. They'll have to send it over. Hackle does. Pioneers will have an opportunity to try to take advantage. They go on the outside. Strong attack by Peyton Stengel, and it's a kill for the Pioneers, and they close the gap to 7-4.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting now with substitutions for the Yellow Jackets. Hopefully they can play within system here, and you have backups for every position, but you hope that one move doesn't make three moves, and then all of a sudden you see some disorganization, but so far so good for the Yellow Jackets.
And there was one Molzoff Pulver subbed. Sophie Nelson comes into the back row in the libero spot. Set there for Hackle. Hackle into the block and down for a kill for Addie Hackle to make it 8-4. And I hope you guys had a chance to tune in earlier and a little get to know with Addie Hackle this morning in our pregame show. If not, head back, check it out. Our games are still archived on 549 Media at YouTube, so make sure to check that out as Maddie Kunze will serve. And now we're going to have a discussion between captain and official as they work on the substitution, but they get it squared away.
Checking in with the side judge first, and then coming in, I think, was what they were talking about is that one goes into the net for the Yellow Jackets. But good start for the Yellow Jackets. Really young team on the floor for the Yellow Jackets when you take out the experience of Greta Razor.
And you look at it, it's kind of interesting you're talking about that. You look at, on another thing I'll get to here in a second after this point, Wolf sends it over. Pass there on now the switch, and the attempt goes long on the attack by Kylie Verning. And it's 9-5. I was going to say, looking at the officials and the way they communicate, some of the refs you notice have those earbuds in. Some of the other courts don't. And it depends on, communication, and that's what these officials here both have the headsets in, communicating to each other as Hackle with the serve.
Yeah, I think that's just a really good way to shore up a lot of things that they're able to communicate with each other without having to walk across the floor every single time. And again, Yellow Jackets on a nice run, led by probably their leader with, for sure, most games anyways, but with Greta Razor out, Addie Hackle has to step into even bigger shoes.
10-5 after 4 hits there. Now it's Nelson with the pass to Coast, looking for Hackle in the back row attack, sends that one too strong. Up here, it almost looked like they were going for Caldor at first, and I can imagine what that looks like on the floor, but they went to Hackle, and she was long with that attack, and it's 10-6. Serve coming into your screen, right at Nelson. Unable to control that. Pierz sends it back over, and Perham will get the point nonetheless. I think they were thinking the player from Pierz went over the top of the net early.
It sure seemed that way, and I know that the ball can make a big movement in the net, but that almost looked player aided. But anyways, point to where it should have went in the first place, I guess, to the Yellow Jackets.
Attack and a block at the net there. Pierz is able to keep it alive. They punch it over. Nelson calls for it, gets it to Coast. Now goes to Caldor. Dug up there by LeBlanc. Now sent over. Hackle tracks it down, but unable to control it, and goes into the top row of the bleachers. Makes it 11-7. Looking like on the court next to us, Barnesville might move on.
Yeah, they've had a nice little string of points here. They jumped up on the Cardinals from Staples. Staples making a little run, but a lot of match points to get back as this serves out of bounds.
Oh, they call it just in.
Okay.
Right along the line. And it was called in, so it's 11-8.
Better advantage than I have, that's for sure. Yeah, we talk about all the alumni as the serves go on here, Jason, and you do such a great job recapping on Perham activities. What's going on with all of our alumni from Reese Wilprick, and another kill there on a touch. to Reese Wilprick, to Colton Hackle, to Finn Diggins, to the Belkas, to you name it. And you had mentioned Hudson Hackle being a redshirt freshman at Northern. Braylon Rock, my son, probably won't be doing this many more Saturdays. He's a redshirt at Mary. We got a lot of athletes covering the ground here for the Yellow Jackets and a lot to be proud of.
11-10, you mentioned your son Braylon with you, Mary. You also have the Andersons. Quincy Anderson running at St. Thomas. Maya Lung running at Luther. Aspen Road running at Mankato.
And we haven't even hit the winter season yet. So the amount of people we can support here that are alumni of Perham is just outstanding, and that's something to be really proud of.
And now Pierz has rallied back to make it 11-all, and another one. We'd be remiss if we didn't bring up the Zimmerman clan as they're golfing at the next level.
Yeah, awesome.
And now coming in for the Yellow Jackets is Mia Zacharias. Now set there for Hackle. Pushed over. Kunza, nope. And 2 hits will be the call against the Pioneers. The Yellow Jackets take a 12-11 lead with Coast serving.
This has kind of been the story of the Yellow Jackets, Jason. It's been hit or miss. Either they've looked really good or they've allowed the other team back in, and I think that's one of the things here today that we're going to take away is they got to be consistent. And there's another point, and now we're all tied up again.
Consistent, and I think we've hammered it home. Shore up the middle area. They're not the middle on the floor as players. It's just the spots as they've left that open.
Exactly, and then it's just a little anticipation maybe of where it's going to be. And you always wonder playing the opposite direction that you normally do if that's going to tend to some of these, but now the Yellow Jackets have to rally here, Jason. I think you get a good sense when you think you're in control of the game, and now Pierz has come back to serve it in the net to tie it. But again, you got to come with your best foot forward now.
Wolf will come in for Zacharias. It was a kill by Knutson on the block, and then a serve in the net, and that has us all square at 13 in set 1. As the championship court is getting ready, and that serve goes wide and long. As Thief River and Kitson County Central won't be playing for a little bit, so that's not the team I'm thinking it is.
Well, I think that is Thief River. I wonder if that's going to be the third place match. They're talking to Staples.
That's correct.
Yep.
I was off because of the fact that I didn't fill in the other bracket.
Yep, exactly. So Barnesville did take that one. They came back to win 2-1, sending the Cardinals from Staples into the third place, and they'll go in the championship. And I believe third place is at 3 o'clock.
Yeah,
so
yep. I had not filled in past the KCC TRF part. So
yep.
Sam Mulzoff on the computer I have, but Sam Mulzoff will serve. We're tied at 14 as we get back to action on our court. Nice serve by Mulzoff. Comes over the net. Larson there now set for Hackle in the middle. It's kept alive there by Gruber. Now sent over Mulzoff in the corner. Now a tough return, and in the middle, putting it down is Reagan Winsher for Pierz, and it's 15-14.
Wearing many hats today, aren't you, Jason? And that trying to keep all of this stuff going, and it certainly is appreciative. And one of the features you talked about, 549, I like the best is going back after it's archived and going back and watching a few things and refocusing on what I saw. So a nice feature is to be able to go back and see the game after it's been played.
Hackle there, now Coast. Set back for Hackle, it's blocked. She tries to punch it up, but it's out. It's on a nice read by Pierz, and now Pierz is taking control at 16-14, where early it looked like it was going to be a Yellow Jacket runaway, and the Pioneers have rallied back.
You just look at that, and just the spring in their step as they roll one over, and probably the toughest play in volleyball is that tape shot, Jason, and now they're stretching this lead, and all of a sudden they've got the spring in their step.
Macy LeBlanc with that ace serve. And that serve goes long and wide. And I think that jump in their set has come from the play of libero Sophie Leidenfrost for Pierz. She's really done a nice job and brings that energy. Yellow Jacks makes another substitution. Now it'll be Kunza to serve.
Well, I firmly believe hard work is contagious, and when you see someone on your team doing all the little things, you want to be the next one to do the same thing.
Nelson goes with the set on the slide. Hackle dug up. Frost keeps it alive. Sent over by Pierz. Yellow Jackets with an opportunity here in the middle for Hackle. Off the block and down on the block attempt by Winshire. It's not theirs. Hackle gets the kill. The Yellow Jackets are back within one.
And I like how Hackle has expanded her game this year, Jason, to be multi-dimensional across the front line. She can hit from either side. I still think her comfort zone is in the middle, and she proved it right there.
Goes to the set, far side for Larson. She sends it over, drops it in front, and we're tied at 17. You may have seen it right there, the communication issue that happened for Pierz, but how quickly they owned it, as now Kunza gets ready to go at 17-0. Frost with the return. Now a tough set there, but put down by Winshire as she keeps the Pioneers in front at 18-17.
Boy, that sweep shot has really become popular, of kind of pulling it across and then getting it to the other side. And crazily enough, I think it used to be illegal back when I was in high school watching people play, but now it's widely used.
An attack near side, head over there by Gruber. Now it's Larson, and she finds a hole in the defense and drops it in just inside the line to tie it at 18.
Yeah, it's been nice to see a few of these younger ladies really swinging away today, and she's one of them, being Jovi Larson.
Back set. Hackle's going to have to return it to Nelson. Push up. Now a slide attempt from Pierz. May have been kind of slow motion, but it worked perfectly as Winshire gets it down for a kill at 19-18.
Yeah, and I think that's what we talked about all game long, is getting the far Yellow Jacket to move up a little bit and take away that little spot in the middle as there's another ace serve. So good timely play here by Pierz gives them a 2-point advantage as we head to what you call the race to 25, another ace.
A nice run at that line. It's Winshire, who went from having the slow developing kill to back-to-back aces. Back set this time for Larson. She pushes it over. Set in the middle in the attack that time by Knutson. Now set back row attack for Hackle. Gets it down in front of Winshire for the kill. And it's 21-19. The Yellow Jackets, both teams. Pulver coming in for the Yellow Jackets, Frost for Pierz, and Nelson to serve.
And I have to say I'm spoiled, Jason. I started looking, I always look over to the left scoreboard, and I'm like, that's not the right score. And then I remembered there's 3 matches going on here. Get back to the right one, so 21-19 it is, and 22-19, and now you're the Yellow Jackets, you need to rally.
Neither team has used the timeout. At 22-19, serving will be Kerry LeBlanc for Pierz. At Kunza, tough control on that receive. The Yellow Jackets get it over, so Pierz will have another opportunity. They go to the middle, it's blocked, but kept alive. Now sent down the line, Hackle will play. Goes far side for Pulver. Pulver puts that one down. Mari Pulver with a kill there on a nice play. Watching that one develop, Coast with a good set. Pulver had a chance to really swing at that one and put it down.
And that was needed by the Yellow Jackets, obviously, and every point's a good one, but it also gets Cameron Coast back to the service line.
Coast with the serve. Good receive by Pierz initially, but the passing was and put down to make it 22-21. It is starting on court one. They're going to start it early. It is Thief River Falls and Staples Motley.
Who would have thought any of these courts would be ahead of schedule the way we started with a bunch of 3-set matches?
Pierz puts that one down to make it 23-21.
So many moving parts in a gym like this, Jason, on a day of volleyball is you kind of catch yourself, your eyes wander from one match to the other.
Yellowjackets with a big point there to make it 23-22.
Oop, did they call in the net?
And I believe that
Pierz was celebrating late, and I thought I saw the tap of the net.
24-21 it is. Coast with the set back there. Tough play and set there. Zacharias tough at that one.
Boy, that set changed in a hurry, Jason, as it really, like you said earlier, it really looked like it was going to go the Yellow Jackets' way, and then all of a sudden here came Pierz, and now they're the ones dancing around after a first set victory, 25-21.
We'll take a break. Come back here on the 549 Network.
New Horizons Realty is a full-service real estate company who has been helping buyers and sellers in Lakes Country for over 25 years. They understand the local market conditions because they are from here, live here, and have lifelong careers in real estate. Get a free estimate with an experienced, local, laid-back, and friendly agent that's a part of a team you can trust and will go to work for you. Visit permrealestate.com or call 218-346-7767 to speak with Chad and his dedicated team at New Horizons Realty in Perm.
At Nias Family Sales, our experienced mechanics are here to provide exceptional service in a timely manner. With 10 service bays, the service department at Nias Family Sales can work on all makes and models. Our experienced mechanics can do everything from oil changes, tire repairs, brake service, engine and transmission repair, and much more. Schedule your vehicle today. Call 218-346-5976 or visit the Nias Family Sales Service Center at 610 East Main Street in Perham.
Since 1980, more families have trusted Jack Chivers Realty than anyone else in the Lakes area. I'm Blake Olson, the owner of Jack Chivers Realty. Our dedicated agents have a deep understanding of the area.
We live here and our kids go to school here. Let us find the perfect home for you and your family, or lean on our knowledge and marketing to sell your home. Find out how Chivers delivers right here in Perham. Reach out today and start packing. JackChiversRealty.com.
Welcome back to the Hive. Jason Groves with Lance Rock. As we're rocking and rolling today. Between the Pioneers and the Yellow Jackets. Pierz takes set one, 25-21. The Yellow Jackets looking to try to get momentum back on their side here in set two to have a potential opportunity to play for 9th, or they could play for 11th.
Again, and you touch base on this, the Jackets without Greta Razor for this match here today, and you know, it's okay. It's one of those, it's a good, you never know what's going to happen in the future, and so it's good to get a lot of playing time for a lot of ladies and build some confidence, and the Yellow Jackets are trying to do just that, and we'll see if we can go into set three in that tiebreaker set.
One of those things we talked about, getting momentum going ahead. The Yellow Jackets have some tough ones coming up besides this tournament. They still have Holly, and I believe Fergus Falls is coming up. And so they have some tough ones, some opportunities. But the thing is, you don't want to lose some of these ones here, because I've touched on it earlier today, is the QRF points. These games still mean something no matter what. Even if you're playing for 9th, 15th, 11th, or 13th, or whatever it is, there's still opportunities for QRF points to be gained.
Oh, for sure, and it shows on your record as well. It's not like just because it's a 3-set match, it doesn't go. It goes towards your total record. So here's Cam Coast getting us started again.
And she sends it long. So Pierz will have a 1-0 lead.
Boy, and that's about the first mistake she's made, I think, in a day's worth of serving for the Yellow Jackets.
Nelson to Coast, the set far side for Griffin. Griffin tries to go cross court, sends it long. It's 2-0 Pierz. And if the Yellow Jackets lose, they'll play right away at 3. And then there's going to be a slight break if they happen to win, because they moved the game up due to waiting for the conclusion of this one.
Yeah,
so,
and that's good tournament adjustment, trying to keep teams not sitting and waiting around.
And a kill there by Stengel makes it 3-0 Pierz. Good. The loser of this game will play Rozo. I got to make sure and double check on that. As the set comes here for Zacharias. Block there. Nope. Over the hands and down for a kill. 4-0.
I kind of like to see the Yellow Jackets go back to Griffin here. She's kind of had that nice little cutter down the line. She's on that left side attack right now. Being left-handed, it's a tough read for the defense.
Hackle sends that over and gets it down for a kill, and the Yellow Jackets are on the board. Now serving will be Kyla Wolf. Wolf, the serve. Scooped up by Leinenfrost. Now sent over. Now Griffin. Just misses long, and it's 5-1.
Boy, and they're not missing by much, but, you know, it is a game of inches yet, and for the Yellow Jackets, just getting that timing a little bit better. But I really am enjoying watching Cameron Coast here, Jason, just get better and better. She's now got that jump set going, hit in the net by Hackle, but that jump set's kind of fun to watch.
Pioneers up by 5 early going. And sent over. Coast sends that over. Pierz with an opportunity again to go in the middle. Wincher again with a kill. And Pierz is...
Again, too many free opportunities, I think, Jason, if you want to, if we just speak frankly about it. The Yellow Jackets are not getting in system. They're not getting into their offense, and there's too many free attacks, and you just can't do that with any team. And there's a nice setup for the Yellow Jackets.
That's Mari Pulver with the kill. Now that substitution, Malzoff for Pulver. Malzoff will serve. And then when that is done, I believe Nelson will come back in. That's how it's been earlier today. It might be a change. We'll see how it plays out as Malzoff will serve for the Yellow Jackets, trailing by 5 in the early going. Strong serve here. Now Leinenfrost to play it. Sent over, Malzoff there. Coast with the set for Hackle in the middle. Over the block, but played in the back row. Now block at the net. And another battle at the net. And a lift against the Pioneers makes it 7-3.
And again, we talked about that earlier, but I think it's one of those where it's continuous. It's a carry. It's held in the hand. It has to be, just hit over. And it's hard to tell this day and age because a lot of them look similar.
And a kill there. Wincher finds the opening. Excuse me, that was Stengel finding that one for the kill to make it 8-3. I thank you for tuning in, and I'd like to thank Lance Rock for joining us all day today. Thank you. I know it was a late night last night on the way home from Thief River Falls, so I appreciate all the work coming in today as Hackle gets a kill for the Yellow Jackets.
No worries. Thanks for having me, Jason. But, yeah, late night, early morning, but it's good to watch Yellow Jacket activities.
Maddie Kunze will now serve. Tough one for Leinenfrost, an ace for Kunze. Makes it 8-5.
Good job by the Yellow Jackets rallying back here. Sometimes when it gets to be a long day and you've been in the gym for hours already, it's easy to start going, well, we're down by this much. They're doing a nice job rallying back here.
That one into the net on the serve. 9-5, Pierz will serve. Little scrappy play there for the Yellow Jackets to get the ball over. Now a block at the net, but it goes just out. That's 10-5. Pierz has been able to capitalize on those free opportunities here today.
They have been, and it's a lot of hustle and attitude, I think, Jason, is they're just getting to everything, and the Yellow Jackets are still having a little struggle moving their feet. Thus, timeout for the Yellow Jackets.
We'll take it as well.
Hansen's Plumbing and Heating provides the highest quality products and services to ensure the comfort and safety of all their customers. It's what they do. Henry Hansen, later known as Hardware Hank, first opened the family hardware store in the early 1930s in Vergas, Minnesota. Today, they are proud to carry on his legacy of hard work and honesty through teamwork, fellowship, cutting-edge technology, and forward thinking. 218-346-2422 or make a visit in Perham, Vergas, or Detroit Lakes today. Hansen's Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Minnesota families for over 80 years.
Welcome back to the Hive. Pierz up by 6. Out of the timeout, Yellow Jackets hoping to get some momentum back on their side. Serve off to Tape. Coast the back set for Hackle, and she has a strong attack saved by Leidenfrost. Sent over by Pierz. Now Coast again for Hackle. This time Hackle puts it down and finds the line to make it 11-6.
Yeah, it's hard to. It's a bad angle for us right here. Definitely a nice hit there by Hackle, and a needed one. 11-6 here, and one of the things we talked about is use this now, capitalize on it, and nice job taking a little something off it by Hackle, just giving her team a chance to rally around this.
The attack in the middle, Lyncher with the kill for Pierz. You may look on the bottom of her screen. That is actually, the bottom of her screen is technically lined up with the out of bounds line. Maybe off by just a little bit, but right where it is. Serve goes long. It's 12-7.
And again, I think it's not unusual, Jason, to see unforced errors as you boil into this tournament, as we're heading into like hour 7, 6, 7 for these gals being in the gym, that you're going to see a few more unforced errors. It's what you do after that. Don't make it 2 or 3.
Kunza digs that up. Coast tries a quick set over, but it's Red Will by Mattea Polkamp, and she puts it down, and Pierz now leads 13-7. Again, we'd like to thank all our sponsors for today's support. Azures and Ace Serve, Hammers Construction, Lakes Ace Hardware, Perm Health, New Horizons Realty, Nias Family Sales, United Community Bank, EOT Insurance, Jack Chivers Realty, Hansen's Plumbing and Heating, KLN, as well as New Horizons Realty, and our newest sponsor that will be coming on, the Perham Area Community Center. That's now 15-7 in favor of Pierz.
Yeah, and you speak of a new, we'd like to welcome them and thank them for their support, and invite anybody else who'd like to support us. We sure do enjoy bringing Yellow Jacket activities to you, and would love to have your business be a part of it as well.
Another one, I'd like to thank Nias Family Sales as well, as that one's put down, and rolling are the Pioneers at 16-7, leading by 9. We will have the conclusion of this one and then reset and do a new stream as we fix the scoreboard and a couple other things to get us ready for the next one. Just to give you a quick heads up on that. Blocked in the net, sent over, blocked again by Caldor, doing some battle at the net there. Now Coast with the set, looking for Rena Caldor, sent over. Quick set, Nelson tried to get there but couldn't, and a kill for Peyton Stengel, and it's now 17-7.
And our running joke from game to game, I'm going to go get a beverage because I still haven't seen that Pepsi Zero yet from early this morning. But we'll be back on, and would love to have you join us and watch the conclusion of this tournament for the Perham Yellowjackets one way or another.
18-7 the score. This one about, not to wrap it up or say it, but it's going long on that one, and right now it's just Pierz all day right now, and they're just taking charge, doing what a team should do against a team that you tell that doesn't have the experience right now on the floor as they're used to.
Right, and it feels a little bit like a snowball rolling down the hill, Jason. It's just hard to stop sometimes, and you know what? If you're the Yellow Jackets, this is great opportunity for floor time. You just can't do this in practice, so this is an opportunity as there's another ace serve, and it's sometimes tough, but you got to let these ladies battle through.
Natalie Flatto into the game for the Yellow Jackets. As Pierz go at that back row, Hackle now. Ghost tries to track it down. Pulver will attack. Soft on the attempt, but it's ends up working the Yellow Jacket way for Mari Pulver. Griffin will come in for Flatto in the front row. Ghost will serve. Pierz controls it now, set near side. Pulver tries to get to it. Nelson now will, and now Coast will send it over. Looks like it had a chance of going out, but it's played anyway by the Pioneers, and Pulver digs that up. Now Griffin through the block and down for a kill. That's 20-9.
You know, and the hill isn't, you can still climb this one yet if you're the Yellow Jackets. It's going to take a lot, but I think you want to get on a roll here and just, you got a different group of players out there. Start feeling confident about what you're doing.
And that one hits the pin to make it 20-10. Maybe after this one, go back, listen to some Creed. Get some momentum coming back.
That's a good shout out for the Perham Yellowjacket football team, as that as their favorite group, I believe.
As Griffin with another kill makes it 20-11. It's had some strong points here for Griffin.
She really has had a nice day, Jason, and I think you mentioned it in either the first match or the second, that it just seems like she's more aggressive with her swings. And that's a great sign for the Yellow Jackets when you're at full strength.
2 hits on the set. 21-11 Pierz. Pioneers will serve. Gruber. Nelson there. Coast tracks it down. Far side for Griffin into the net. 11-point Pioneer lead.
And again, I got to give a shout out to the Pierz Pioneers too. You know, Jason, it looked like the Yellow Jackets came out ready to just take this thing and walk through it. And all of a sudden, about the middle of set one, Pierz just flipped the light switch on, and all of a sudden they were coming at the Yellow Jackets and haven't looked back.
23-11 Pierz in control. They're 2 away from closing this one out. Devin Solberg will check in for the Yellow Jackets. Hackle. Ghost back set for Caldor. Set in the middle, and Nelson digs it up. Coast tries to get to it, does, keeps it alive. Nelson sends it over. And buried by Stengel. Yellow Jackets, great effort, though, to get to it, but it was put away at 24-11 now.
It was good hustle by the Yellow Jackets, and those are the things as a coaching staff you love to see. Even when it looks pretty bleak here at the end, you still got ladies hustling all over the floor.
Set near side and down for the final point. Putting that one down is Alexis Hennigan, and that'll do it. Pierz takes this one 2-0. Tough rank for the Yellow Jackets. Pierz was ready to go, and they take this one. Just strong play by the Pioneers.
And if we confirm it's going to be Roseau, right, in the next one. We talked about that earlier, and I thought that's what we said was that Melrose had won that one.
They did.
And so it'll be Roseau Rams coming up next on the next live stream that you'll reset for us here, Jason. And again, I'd just love to thank all of our sponsors, and we'd love to thank you guys for following along here on 549. We're enjoying. We got one more to go, and we'll be back in a few minutes probably. We're not sure really what's happening. They're starting to move matches all over the place, but we'll see where we're at and when we're coming back.
We'll take a timeout for a break. We'll wrap this up again, have that news stream started shortly. Thank you for tuning in. Pierz takes out the Yellowjackets 2-0. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's 549 media production of Perham Yellowjacket activities. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by KLN Family Brands, Perham Health, and United Community Bank. Tonight's game is also brought to you by EOT Insurance, Hammers Construction, Jack Kiermers Realty, and Lakes Ace Hardware. Tonight's game is brought to you by New Horizons Realty, Nice Family Sales, and Hanson's Plumbing and Heating. Once again, thank you for tuning in to tonight's game on the 549 Media Network.